Welcome to the Mark Out podcast, leaking the thoughts of real wrestling fans. I'm Mark Lee. I'm here with
Nobody.
Just doing it on my own.
On his own, yeah.
But I don't know how I'm creating the other voice, but yeah.
It's a ghost.
I'm here with Nick Leek. How you doing, Nick?
Yeah, I'm good, thanks. How are you?
I'm good. We're here to talk about wrestling. One of our favourite subjects.
Most depressing subject.
Sometimes it
You
can
never
be,
get what you want. Never.
Exactly. At the minute, this show is going to mainly focus around WWE. We may go into a tangent of other companies as well, but we're gonna try to stick with WWE today. First off, I know it's been a while, but the Royal Rumble. Start on a high note, eh?
Where should we start?
Where should we start? What do you think about the overall event? Do you think it's a good event?
It had potential, but they didn't really live up to it.
Yeah, I think the title match was good. Rollins, Lesnar.
That was good, but then
Cena was good.
Yeah, nothing to complain about him for once. Yeah, he pulled it out of the bag. So did Rollins, to be fair.
I did have the inkling that it was going to finish on like Lesnar winning, then Rollins.
Well, I was waiting for the cash in, but didn't happen. But I'm not moaning about that. I thought it was still came off good. The match quality was brilliant. So how can you moan at that?
And I think Rollins should be at that main event level.
Should be.
Now
he's proved it.
Yeah.
Proved he can hang there. So
yeah. I am interested to find out what's going to happen with this Money in the Bank contract that he's had for like it seems forever.
I could see it happening at WrestleMania, but I remember when Ziggler had it. He said he was always going to cash it in Mania, and then it turned out to be night after. So on Raw, so it could be the night after. It
could be. But wouldn't that take away from everything that they're trying to build up with this Roman Reigns?
Yeah, it would. But WWE, they never really plan anything properly, do they? So
no, that's true. Anyway, back to the Rumble.
Do we have to talk about the Rumble? It's I'm still mad.
He's still mad. Yes, mad. It wasn't a very good day for us all, was it? I mean,
terrible.
I was so excited thinking that they were going to.
I cancelled my network about 30 minutes afterwards, and I remembered my nephew would want to watch it.
So you had to resubscribe.
Yeah, felt like something else. But yeah, I just think they booked it wrong.
Yeah, I think so.
Not the title match, but the Rumble itself.
Yeah, I mean, having Bryan go out so early, I think it's the main problem.
Still don't understand that.
Yeah.
Unless it was part of the plan.
A big FU to the fans.
Was it part of the plan though? They knew that people were going to be outraged.
Yeah.
Maybe it was. Maybe it wasn't. I don't know. But I honestly think they just didn't know.
Yeah.
Just thought, they realised the night after. Well, probably when it was happening, actually, oh my God, what have we just done?
What have we done? Well, maybe it was an accident. Bryan just fell off the apron. No,
it's just their pure stupidity.
Yeah.
That's what it was. It was Vince McMahon, that's what it was. I'm not a hater, I'm just...
And they gave Bray Wyatt a big spot in the Rumble itself.
Yeah, but then he was eliminated so weakly, so it was... What's the point of making him look so strong? Who got him out in the end? Was it Kane? Big Show? I'm not sure.
It might have been
But yeah, they literally just
together,
threw him over the top rope.
Yeah.
But okay. There wasn't any extraordinary events of like him flying over it, and then he just out. It's like, what?
Surprise entrance.
Same with Ambrose, by the way. Like, they just...
Yeah, I know, yeah.
And Ziggler. It's like, why? And Ryback as well.
Yeah, all the top sort of faces.
I just didn't understand it. Like, Big Show and Kane, how long have they been here? They don't need to look strong anymore.
I think the only reason why Kane was in it was to break the HBK's record, so that...
Which he probably deserves.
Yeah, because he's been there so
Kane's
long.
been great, but,
You could have done that anyway in there without having them in the Final Four.
Why couldn't it have been Rusev and Bray Wyatt with Roman Reigns and...
Oh, yeah, that's a good shout.
That's...
Well, technically Rusev was in the Final Four still.
Yeah, but, that was... For how long?
Yeah. Hiding under the ring for a second, jump in.
They could have just had Wyatt and Rusev instead of Big Show and Kane, and that would have pushed them as true heels.
Yeah.
But for some reason they just want Big Show and Kane. I didn't get it, but...
Do you think WWE expected that sort of reaction? That's why they had The Rock there on...
Well, they must have expected it, because that's why The Rock was there. Because if they didn't expect it, he wouldn't have been there.
Yeah.
Which makes it even more stupid.
I mean, I was so annoyed from last year, I thought they've got to make it...
I know. I mean, it's getting stupid, though, because the past 3 Rumbles have been really predictable.
Yeah.
Like, I remember Cena winning one a couple of years ago. You just knew it because The Rock beat Punk.
Yeah, they haven't done like
you could see that happening.
Yeah, they haven't done like a massive underdog like in a while winning it, and that's a shame because even Del Rio, like when he won it, like no one really expected that, and that was I didn't like him, but
that was 40-man Rumble as well, wasn't it?
I've always thought it would be cool, like even with the Authority coming out, 30-man Royal Rumble, and then Daniel Bryan wins it, Authority comes out, adds 10 more men into the equation.
JJ Security for the win. Win.
And then they could go with, you know.
It was funny. At the Royal Rumble, I saw someone in the crowd wearing a J&J Security shirt, and I was just laughing. I thought it was great. I think they're brilliant.
They are brilliant. It's like the new Briscoe.
It makes the whole, Rollins selling out gimmick, that makes it so much better. And you forget that they're ex-wrestlers as well.
Yeah.
Technically they still are, but, they play that role well. So
no, they're funny. What about the surprise entrance? DDP, Bubba Ray, Boogeyman. I think
I love Bubba Ray coming back. I thought that was great, but they missed something, not bringing Devon as well.
Yeah,
And
if it was a one-time thing, they had R-Truth
the way they
playing Devon.
They played the race card in that one. It was like, why does he have to be black to play the role as Devon? Okay, and obviously Devon was black, but
and is it was a bit like the only reason why R-Truth is even there.
I think it was. Yeah, I don't think he would have been in the Rumble if it wasn't.
Yeah.
So it makes you wonder why Devon didn't appear. But
I think they had a missed opportunity there with Miz coming out first. Miz Dow should have come out second.
Miz Dow should have started, I thought, but
that would have been hilarious. Because that was one of the main.
Again with him, like they eliminated him so quickly.
Yeah,
and it's like, well, maybe he could have been down like right to the end, because he didn't have to win it. Of course, he didn't have to win it, but to push him as a face.
Yeah. I mean, I like Miz.
You could tell I'm still angry.
Yeah, I've always liked Miz. I think he should be one of the top heels. Like,
yeah.
I mean, he's annoying. Always the fans hate him. That's why the Miz Dow thing works.
He's a great heel. He's a poor face. Like, It's not convincing as a face, but as a heel, he's really good. The Miz Dow thing right now is perfect. I was saying to you earlier about after WrestleMania, if Reigns is going to be the champion, why not put Miz in there as the typical heel that everyone hates?
Yeah,
he's not going to win the title, but he'd be a good opponent for Reigns, won't it?
It would be, yeah. In my opinion, the too many tag matches. Like there was at least.
Yeah, I mean, it didn't really bother me too much because the Rumble, it's always ever been just the Rumble match and the title match. That's all. Everything else is a bit like filler sort of thing, but I could see why you were a bit.
In my opinion, the best tag team match of the night was on the pre-show. Cesaro
got a knack of doing that
versus the New Day. Although I'm not a massive fan of the New Day at the minute, I think that they should have played.
I don't understand like why. Just why?
They should have played the Nation of Domination 2, Part 2.
Unless it's leading to that, I don't know. I mean, it could be because that was the plan, wasn't it?
I'm not sure. I think so, yeah. But like, they would need.
Unless this is the plan, like right now,
because they're so annoying.
Annoying because they're trying to get you involved and all the clapping.
Yeah, and no one wants to.
No one cares. I don't even know if the kids care either.
Yeah.
My nephew watches wrestling as well. He's like, oh god, they're annoying.
Was he annoyed with R-Truth as well?
Not really. He's alright with R-Truth.
Yeah. Because I was just like, this is like 10 years old now.
But but obviously with how wrestling is now, especially WWE, a lot of their fan base is kids. They aim it for kids. A lot of it. I know they balance it out a lot, but I think that's what the New Day gimmick is meant to be for the kids to get involved and clap their hands and love it. But no one is. So I have to fast forward now. There's a few things that are really cringeworthy on the show at the minute. I mean, for example, the Bellas. Jesus.
Yeah.
They just can't act. They've improved in the ring, to be fair to them, but...
Their feud lasted a minute.
Now they're loving twin sisters again.
Yeah. I think I read an interview.
I tuned out of that when... with that feud when... I think was it Nikki said, "Oh, he should have died in the womb" or something, something like that. After that, I was just like,
"Oh gosh!"
And then a few weeks later, they're like teaming up again. Like what? Yeah. So you've just said, you wish your sister died at birth. or whatever, and then
This led to you becoming a tag team again.
yeah.
Back in the day,
And I'm sorry, but Brie Bella's theme song is just
like Stardust and Gold Dust.
Gold Dust is getting better.
Fantastic.
He's brilliant.
But in my opinion, there's only two good tag teams
Usos are brilliant.
on the main roster anyway. Usos and them.
What about Ascension? Are you not convinced?
I'm not convinced about the Ascension at the minute.
I really like them, but when they've got onto the main roster,
Yeah.
they've been changed, so they're not the Ascension that the NXT fans are used to. Obviously, you know, changing their look.
But is that called from Vince, you think?
I think it is, yeah, because they look different in NXT, and they were for a wrestling fan, it was pretty cool in NXT what they were doing.
I have to admit, they got a lot of heat there, didn't they?
They looked dominant and they were good in the ring. Promo wise, they were good.
Yeah.
Now they're on the main roster. It's not quite the same. With that, with the gimmick they're going with it in a minute. Obviously, it's a rip off of something else from a few years ago. But you know, it's not. I don't think it works right now.
Enough with the Royal Rumble now. I know that it's something that annoys you. I think it annoys you more than it annoys me.
Really?
But I'm quite annoyed still.
It was. I wouldn't have been annoyed if Brian won that Rumble, or at least got to the last stages of it. It would have been fine.
Yeah. Even like if you had the first entrant and went like half an hour, he was in there. It must
Or
have
they
been...
can just dump him out halfway through the match like they did with Punk, and then bye bye.
and then he quits.
Yeah. I'm still pretty sore about that one as well, but never mind.
Yeah, last year's Rumble was crap.
It was shocking, wasn't it? Terrible.
I don't think I'd have been as annoyed with last year's if I knew that Batista was coming back. If I didn't know that
Why did they
Batista
announce
was
Batista
coming back
why didn't he just appear in the Rumble?
and win, because
That might not have been Batista then.
Yeah.
No, it might have been okay. But
it's the way they do things at the minute, especially with the Rumble. I
frustrating.
mean, like, because when you come to WrestleMania, they seem to have ironed things out. They seem to...
I think they just cover over the cracks of their mistakes
Although
somehow.
we've still not got a Shield main event.
No, but they've
Maybe
got
next.
that. They've got that for years ahead
Yeah.
of them, haven't they? It's money, isn't it?
That'd be
Straight.
good. I mean, I like Dean Ambrose. I think he's...
Ambrose. I mean, he should. I don't really understand why. Well, I'll tell you my thoughts on the Shield. I thought Ambrose would be the top guy,
Yeah.
probably Reigns, and then Rollins
Was
at
at
the bottom.
first, yeah.
But then towards the end of the Shield, I was noticing, okay, Rollins is really good.
Yeah.
But then I knew that WWE wanted Reigns because of Vince loves his big guys, as you called it. And then if you think about it, Ambrose has been pushed to the bottom. Out of the three,
Out of the three.
Ambrose was the best on the mic out of all three of them.
Yeah.
Charisma wise, same again.
I think he's going to come back, but he'll be mid card for a while.
If they put him in the mid card, that's fine. But they can't just keep him there forever.
I mean, he had some good
Because
matches
if you
with
think
Bray
about
Wyatt.
it, they've done that with Ziggler. He's mid card forever.
Yeah.
Even when he was the world champion,
Mid card.
mid card.
Yeah.
Money in the Bank, mid card. Which is stupid because he's amazing, but
Yeah.
that's where he is. I just have that feeling
He
that he's
looks
going to
better
be
as a heel, though.
he's going to be like another Ziggler. That's the thing I worry about.
I mean, I can see a bit of Roddy Piper in
Same, yeah.
Ambrose. I mean, and it would be a shame if
He's got a unique character, even when it from a mic standpoint, with his promos, it's unique. Even the way he dresses, that's quite unique in terms of wrestling now. So he's got it all there, and the fans kind of take him in. But he hasn't really won much.
No.
If you think about the last few feuds he's had, he hasn't
But
really won.
neither's Roman Reigns. I mean, like, it used to be like you'd win the Intercontinental title when it meant something.
Yeah, The Rock,
and
Triple H.
And then you were the next guy.
But has that been replaced by Money in the Bank? Is that the next thing you win now?
Yeah.
Because
That's
essentially
true.
it is, really.
But there's no guarantee that they'll win. I mean, there was a long time when it was. Like, every person that won Money in the Bank then win the title.
Then it's
And then
Sandow.
as soon as Cena... well, Cena was the first one to lose, weren't he?
Well, Sandow's still recovering, isn't he?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, Mizdow.
Because Cena could lose and still be considered a top guy.
This is the thing with that. For example, at Mania this year, well, it even works for last year. Why did Cena need to win against Wyatt?
Yeah.
And I can see the same thing happening again. He's going to beat Rusev, and that's just going to destroy Rusev.
Yeah.
I want Rusev to win.
Well, it's at Fastlane, so maybe.
Yeah, but come on, something screwy is going to happen there, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's not going to be a definitive match finish, so it will be at WrestleMania.
Yeah. Because Cena's got
Another
really
thing,
nothing
though.
to do, has he?
Another thing. Will the US title be? I know the US title's online at Fastlane, so it probably will be at WrestleMania. But would Cena win and have the US title? It seems a bit weird because I think that's the first title he ever won.
Yeah.
WrestleMania 20, big show. I remember it. I was a kid. Come on. And now, why would he need the US title?
Yeah.
But then, can you really see Rusev winning against Cena? Because they still love Cena. So
I don't think Rusev is as good as Bray Wyatt, though. I think Bray Wyatt's the next sort of like monster heel, but are they going to treat him as The Undertaker? When The Undertaker first came in, he was a heel, and then people just started to love him because he was awesome.
yeah,
But that might happen to Bray Wyatt.
Bray Wyatt is, if you think about it, is the modern day Undertaker.
Yeah.
But I don't know. They seem unsure about him sometimes. Because remember, there's that period after WrestleMania 30 when he lost to Cena.
Yeah.
He was just.
It sort of hurt him a bit, didn't it?
It did.
Yeah.
So they need to be careful with that again.
Rumour of Taker, Bray, and I think that would do the exact same thing. Because
See,
obviously Taker can't lose like 2 years.
I don't think Taker should even wrestle
No,
again now. I think now the streak's gone. That's it.
Yeah. Because he would come back and he would do like the match.
Think
for
about
the
it.
streak.
If Taker wins, that's Wyatt buried. If you think about it.
Yeah.
'Cause-
And that's your next top.
yeah, but then if Wyatt wins, it's like, well, Taker's streak's already gone anyway. So
What's
who cares?
the point?
And then it would be, Undertaker's he's lost twice at WrestleMania now. And that's just going to tarnish his legacy even more.
Yeah, unless the Undertaker takes Bray Wyatt on board as his sort of like,
They could do a new corporate ministry.
Yeah. But would people want to see that? I'd like to see that.
I'd love to see that.
Yeah.
Yeah, you never know. They could do something like that, but yeah, I don't know. It's a bit of a strange one. Why didn't they just do? Why didn't they do it last year? Wyatt v Undertaker.
Because they have their plan.
Yeah, it's a Cena plan. That's what it was.
It was the Lesnar plan, wasn't it?
Well, yeah. But
overall, like they wanted him to. Well, it's worked money wise, I think.
yeah. I can understand why they did it now.
Yeah.
But like for a Lesnar thing, that's fine. But
because at first I was pissed because he wasn't appearing, and he would just come back.
I thought like ending the streak, they could have had Lesnar beat everyone. Well, he has obviously, but not.
Yeah, it's been spread out over
as much
a
as
year.
I thought they could have done it.
Yeah,
I thought he could have been a dominant champion that's defending every pay per view.
Yeah,
and
it's
no one's
money though, isn't it?
It's money, I know, but I thought they were going to do that, and people were like, "Oh my god, who is going to win?" And he'd beat Cena, he'd beat anyone in his way.
Yeah,
and he'll get down to Mania, and then he'd lose it. Because then you'd think whoever beats him, like, oh my god, they've just beaten this year-long reign of
and
him
that's where
ending
they're
the
going
streak.
with Reigns in Essential.
Yeah, I know.
But I think it's more of a David versus Goliath sort of situation, and that's why people want Bryan.
Bryan versus Lesnar. That's just money.
Yeah.
That'd be brilliant. People would buy that. I'm buying it.
Yeah, I
Got the
think
network
everybody
and all.
sort of buys WrestleMania. If you're a
Yeah,
wrestling
Mania's
fan.
one of those, isn't it? You got to watch it. But yeah, I can't really. It's not going to be Bryan versus Lesnar, I don't think.
No, I think they're going to do a triple threat.
If Bryan's going to be involved, it's a triple threat. Winner of that, I don't know. Probably Reigns.
Yeah, and we spoke about this earlier. Like, if Lesnar was staying, if his contract wasn't up and he was staying, then maybe you'd hold on to it.
Yeah, as a face maybe.
Yeah.
And they could do something with like Heyman trying to turn on him or something.
Yeah, and then Rollins could come in.
Yeah, or something like that. But with WWE, they just go with what they want to do.
Yeah.
They don't care about us fans. So
Well, I would like to see something not so predictable and Reigns just win it.
yeah,
just like
this
that.
is. I was thinking this earlier. Like, I can't remember watching a pay-per-view now that I haven't predicted what's going to happen, or haven't. When it happens, you're like, well, I kind of expected that.
Yeah.
Even if you didn't actually predict it, you're just like, well, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, Because when was the last time there was a really unpredictable wrestling event?
Probably when Brock Lesnar beat the Streak.
Yeah, okay, yeah, that was very unexpected.
Yeah.
But that wasn't an unpredictable whole event.
Whole event,
then,
yeah.
though.
That was a match.
One match, yeah. Although, to be fair, they didn't actually hype that as much as they normally do for a Streak match, and I guess that...
Was why, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair...
Although Daniel Bryan going out of the Rumble was... unexpected.
Oh my
we
god!
keep going back to that.
Mate,
We're just so annoyed.
I was just texting people like, "Oh yeah, you're watching the Rumble. Oh, Brian's gonna win." Blah, blah, blah. And then he's out, and I was just like looking at the telly like, "What? What?"
As soon as he came in as number 10, and they said no one's ever won at number 10.
I thought, yeah, this is the year then.
I thought,
new record or
it
something.
ain't happening.
Yeah. No, but I thought still, like, numbers don't really matter in Rumble.
Yeah.
I know they harp on about it like, oh yeah,
It's all about the numbers.
Yeah, it's all about the numbers. Number one's won how many times? Even though they don't want to talk about Benoit.
Yeah.
You know,
Well, HBK. number one.
HBK, yeah, but yeah, it doesn't. The numbers don't really matter that much, but obviously they want to talk about that.
Well, I still want to see Chris Jericho winning the Rumble.
It's a bit late now.
Yeah. He never ever won it.
No.
And I think he should have. And I think Punk should have won it as well, one year.
Don't get me started.
This is another subject altogether.
Oh yeah, don't. I think we need a whole dedicated podcast for the Punk thing.
I love how we've gone off in a tangent completely to our next next subject, really.
Screw it.
NXT, you're a big fan.
NXT! Yeah, it's great. It's brilliant.
Yeah.
Love it. It's my favourite show.
I think they made the right call with Triple H letting Triple H run that.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
He's brought in the right people. You always read on the internet people moaning about Triple H. Oh, it's not putting over talent. It's not doing this. Not doing that well. Put over Bryan last year, didn't he? WrestleMania didn't need to.
Yeah.
And what he's doing at NXT.
And he
obviously
probably put over Sting this year as well.
He's aware of what people who love the wrestling industry. They know of people in the independent scene. He's brought those guys into NXT and look what they're doing, and he's letting them shine.
He has had to change their names though.
Yeah, but you do that though.
Yeah.
You
Well,
do that.
TNA didn't, but
Who?
it's an independent company, isn't it?
No, I shouldn't admit that there's a few talented guys in TNA. To be fair,
I mean, I know a couple of the guys that
Yeah.
did the boot camp, and
no, they're pretty good. It's just my main problem with TNA was that they kept on bringing in ex-WWE guys, and they were pushing them. And I was thinking, why don't you just produce your own talent?
because it was really good at the start. Like,
It was.
when people like AJ Styles and just like
They had the potential to, I wouldn't say compete with WWE, but get more viewers and more, just more attractive to watch sort of thing. And it didn't. At first, it was great, but then over the years, they thought, okay, we'll just get these ex-WWE stars.
Even when
and I think their thought process is that.
when they picked the right WWE star, like Christian when Christian went over.
Christian worked.
Yeah,
that
but
worked.
when you get Hogan and Flair,
Yeah.
two retired guys to bring in the money, it just doesn't work for TNA.
No.
That's not what it was about.
Yeah, I think they made the wrong call with that. I mean, I always thought they should have just tried to make their own talent
Yeah.
instead of just... Because I just always watched it and thought, well, I watched this a few years ago, WWE, why do I watch it now?
Yeah, because people like Nash and Hall and Waltman were all there.
Yeah.
Doing the same thing as they did in WCW, thinking that it's going to make money. I mean, people just didn't want to see it.
Exactly, and you've got to go with the times as well.
Yeah.
So.
Although I like all them guys.
Oh, yeah, they're all great, obviously. But, yeah, TNA's... I've never really been that interested in it, to be honest.
Revolution as a pay-per-view at NXT. Good? Yeah.
Well, it's under... it's Triple H. That's all I can say. You could tell he's all over it.
I kind of want to see Tyson Kidd as their champion. I'm a big Tyson Kidd fan.
He's brilliant, isn't he?
Yeah.
But thing is, the worst thing about it is on the main roster, he's not going to do anything.
Yeah.
Other than the tag team champion, maybe. It could get, one of the mid-card titles, maybe.
He needs to do something really heely.
To be fair, what he's doing at the moment's pretty good.
Yeah.
But he was doing that gimmick on NXT. That's why it's working, because NXT, obviously, it's still a developmental brand. So
because Natty's coming out with him, right? Still.
Yeah.
Like, are they? What's going on there?
I don't even know what she's doing. She's originally she was like
she was
a face. She was a face, but she's obviously that's her husband, so she's
Yeah.
together with him. But yeah, I think she's a heel now, but I can't really tell.
No.
I think she'll be much better as a heel. Just let her go as a
Yeah.
heel because she's great in the ring, but she never gets enough time to do anything
Yeah.
in the Divas division. So putting her with
Yeah, when they want the Bellas as the number.
starting the Bellas again, mate. Free mode.
It's only because they're with the main guys in WWE.
It's true.
Yeah. So they've got to do something with them. I think
I can't stand the Bellas though.
we were talking the other day about the best female wrestlers, mainly on NXT.
Sasha Banks.
Yeah. Charlotte Flair, I think she's
Sasha
good.
Banks. I think she's just got it all. She's
Yeah.
brilliant. Maybe promo wise, she could improve a little bit, but I think she's great.
Yeah.
But if she goes onto main roster, she'll just be another. Yeah.
There's too
But
many of them. There's too many
Again,
girls.
it's the Triple H thing.
Yeah.
Vince doesn't know what to do with them on the main roster. Obviously, it's not just Vince. He's got all the writers he
Right,
has.
yeah.
But on NXT, it's just Triple H and a couple of people. And you could see that. And the Divas division in NXT is so much better as well. It's not just two people. You've got Alexa Bliss, you've got Becky Lynch,
Yeah.
you've got a whole load of girls. So they're pretty good.
I want that to stay as a stable that it is, like at the minute, because on Stone Cold's podcast, Triple H spoke about taking the NXT on tour, and I think that would be really good. I'd go watch NXT.
I think we were talking about this the other day. Maybe they should have NXT against the main roster, like a mini competition within WWE,
like a mini Monday Night Wars. but
Yeah,
within-
and maybe like obviously they used to have the brand split with Raw and SmackDown. Maybe play it off like that, and Monday Night Wars,
yeah,
NXT and Raw maybe. But then I can't see it happening because of SmackDown. Like they're not just going to cancel
Yeah.
SmackDown unless they just
It
drop
is-
the NXT thing and put it onto SmackDown and have SmackDown as the new NXT. So everything
Yeah.
that's still happening on NXT now just goes on SmackDown because
Yeah.
then it's technically still main roster, but then it still can be,
Sometimes SmackDown feels like a B-side
Yeah.
show, like whatever happens on Raw. Sometimes then again it happens on SmackDown, and it's just like why are you doing it
Yeah.
twice?
Well, for
'Cause
example,
it feels like house shows
the
then.
past couple of weeks it's been Dean Ambrose versus Curtis Axel on Raw, then Dean Ambrose versus Curtis Axel on SmackDown, then Dean Ambrose versus Curtis Axel on
Again on Raw. So
and then
what's
so
the
on
point?
SmackDown. So it's like why? But then they have too much content, well, in terms of shows during the week as
Yeah.
well as the network, and they're just doing too much. I mean, Raw being 3 hours, sometimes it can be painful. I mean, I always watch it anyway, but I know a lot of people are like, oh, I can't I'd stay enough 3 hours to sit and watch
I've
it.
been-
And then if you've got SmackDown to watch as well, and then
Yeah.
you've got main event, don't know why they do it, but they've just got too much. So maybe just stick it back to Raw 2 hours, SmackDown 2 hours. That's it. Then you have your hour of NXT.
Triple H said it, didn't he?
Yeah.
He doesn't like that last hour of Raw, and we as fans don't really. We get bored, like.
See,
quite
originally it
easily.
was great
Yeah.
for the 3 hours. You think, oh my god, we've got an extra hour of
Do,
Raw now.
but do the specials with 3 hours, like the Raw anniversaries and things like that. 3 hours is fine, but constantly all the time you feel like it's a lot of fillers. It's a lot of like
Yeah.
matches that you keep seeing over and over again.
I think they should just, for example, I think they should do SmackDown live all the time.
Yeah,
Drop the third hour of Raw, make it 2 hours Raw, 2 hours SmackDown. Make big things happen on SmackDown. Make Brock go on SmackDown.
yeah. Like when it was.
I mean,
Taker was only on SmackDown.
I was just about to talk about Taker. I mean,
Yeah.
for example, when Taker returns, make him go on SmackDown. Make big things happen on SmackDown.
You're listening to the Mark Out podcast, leaking the thoughts of the real wrestling fans. You're here with Mark Lee and Nick Leek. We were just talking about NXT. Some of the top guys, Kevin Owens.
Future
Yeah.
Paul Heyman guy, I think.
I think you're right, but not just yet.
No, not just yet, but I think if Brock's going to go, Heyman needs to be on TV.
Yeah.
Why not?
Or do you think this is Heyman's last run, maybe? With Lesnar? They've always got space for Paul Heyman in some capacity.
Yeah, but if Lesnar leaves and goes UFC, or elsewhere maybe, they're going to tie him down for at least 2.5, 3 years.
Yeah.
So if Brock wants to come back, how old would he be? About 40.
You a fan?
How old is he now? Brock?
Brock, God, I don't know.
Probably mid-30s, isn't he? I think he's the same age as Cena, so...
Yeah. He can still go.
We hope.
Yeah.
I don't want Lesnar to leave, honestly.
No, I don't. I did at first because I was just like, why is that a champion?
But now you're thinking, damn, he's our
damn
champion.
champion, yeah.
Yeah, he's good. I like him.
NXT guys, Adrian Neville.
I think he's great. Main roster, from what I've been hearing, stay in NXT.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's an amazing athlete, though. He's brilliant.
Who else we got?
Sami Zayn.
Yeah, champion at the minute.
Yeah, he's good.
Think
He
he'll
could
keep
be their next huge babyface, I think.
Yeah.
If they play it out right on the main roster, he can be.
He reminds me of a better Sheamus as a face. I mean, Sheamus
is so bland.
But as a heel, Sheamus is awesome, I think. Well, he used to be.
Yeah,
I think they should bring him back as a heel.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Personally, I've never really been a huge fan of Sheamus.
That's interesting. Not a fan of the Irish.
No,
Like Finlay.
No, I do like the Irish. Of course I do, but Finlay, I love to fight. Sheamus. He's really brutal in the ring.
What are you going to say? He's really pale.
Well, and that, but
I think they actually.
I don't really care about that.
I think they actually pale him up even more, as well as Paige. I think they might pale her up even more. They should make a like
the ghosts.
The new. Should we move on quickly onto Fastlane?
I see what you did there. Down that road.
Yes, exactly. All those puns. Car-related puns that they had.
Who came up with that?
Nobody really drives cars.
It's really lame.
Yeah, fast lame.
Fast lame. Yeah, that's a good one. Trending worldwide, even though we're not going to get more than like 200 views.
They're selling the main event as the two faces against each other at the minute. Reigns versus Bryan. Think it'd be a good match?
Potentially, but if they make Reigns win, you never know what the crowd's going to be like.
Yeah. I think they should play off that a bit.
I think the Authority will get involved.
Yeah.
And it'll make it a triple threat. But perhaps that's me hoping that's going to happen. I don't know.
Yeah.
Because I just think they missed the ball with Bryan.
They needed to give Reigns a bigger lead up to the Royal Rumble, really. And it didn't help that he was injured.
This is the thing. It's strange because they brought Bryan back. Well, he returned, I should say. And they really... Yeah, he had these segments where you think, okay, he's going to win the Rumble. He's returned. This is why he's returned. For the Rumble, he's going to win it. Go WrestleMania. You know, the story was all there.
Yeah, because obviously he was really injured.
Yeah, exactly. And from a storyline standpoint, from the injury, you just think, oh, okay, well, to end his wrestling year as it is, because WrestleMania is the biggest event.
Yeah.
That's how it would be. After all he's been through, he's going to win the title back that he never lost.
96, Shawn Michaels was injured.
Exactly.
And they brought him back at the Rumble. He won the Rumble again second year straight. So they've gone down the route of things happening the same before. So I mean, Austin, how many times did he win it in a row?
Exactly. But
twice, and then he ran it in.
For some reason they chose to build him up, put him in a Rumble, then eliminate him early. Why?
We keep going back to the Rumble.
Mate, it's a sore point.
It is definitely a sore point.
Especially when you stayed up live for it.
I know.
That's what made it worse. You saw me the next day. You saw how bad I was.
Yes.
Was it the next day? It was 2 days after.
2 days.
You saw me, and I was still
3 days after.
I was equally angry then. But,
yeah. You're just like, Mark, don't talk to me.
You're going to talk about wrestling, Mark? Yeah. Why?
No, don't.
How's the Rumble? No, don't. I'm angry.
We should do this podcast.
I cancelled the network and then I got it back.
Yeah, that was something that was trending worldwide. Yeah. Cancel the WWE network. You think it was fair?
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Because it was obvious what majority of the fan base wanted, and I didn't give it.
Yeah.
at the end of the day, will you pay for the network if they're giving you a crap product?
Yeah. I mean, this is the debate. I mean, they've got, in my opinion, it's sold with the back catalogue.
For example, I'm just talking on a personal standpoint right now, but Brian wins the Rumble. Brian goes to WrestleMania. Brian wins the title. I would have paid for each month for that.
Yeah.
But for Reigns,
and now you're sort of half sure about paying for each month.
I mean, I
just don't know what's
I'm
going
to pay for it until WrestleMania, and then I think,
yeah.
Because now Brian's sort of,
I think
he's hovering in between the main event and not, because of obviously the fast lane thing.
I think it's even worse for the UK fans though, because we've waited so long for the
I know. Don't start.
network to come over that when it finally does, it was.
Oh yeah, I mean, I got it straight away when I could here.
Yeah.
I mean, I know people went, with other ways around.
Yeah, but I stayed true to it. Like.
Yeah, I got it legit when it dropped here properly. Yeah. And I was buzzing for the Rumble, and then it just.
Next year's Rumble, if you're watching, it needs to be a good one.
It does.
Or we might leave as fans forever.
Well, I don't think when you're a wrestling fan, you're a wrestling fan.
Yeah, you're a wrestling fan for life. I mean, that's what this is all about. This podcast, we're fans.
To be fair, when Punk quit, I was tempted to just, sod off. I'm not going to watch anymore. But then, you think, well, it's not just about one person. It's a collective thing in wrestling. So, I carried on. But
I do think that the WWE struggles without competition, though. I mean, like, they used to have WCW.
They're really complacent. They're really complacent. Like, if you ever watch a Raw episode, from first minute to the last, there's parts of the show you're just like, well, what have they put out here? Mm. When they had the competition, every single minute counted. Yeah. Now it's just like, oh, we've got this Divas match that will last 5 minutes and end up with a dodgy decision, with a roll-up or something. Yeah. It's like, that happens too often, by the way.
Roll-up finishes.
Yeah, and the distraction, Yeah. Again, as I was saying earlier, like wrestling fans, they're treating us like we're stupid. What most people will watch for wrestling, but
if you were to watch an alternative product to WWE, what would you want? What would you expect there to be as a product? What would you want to see to compete with WWE? Is it the sort of thing that's happening on NXT?
Sort of, yeah. I think what's lacking now is, for example, the Attitude Era. When that was on, the programming was just solid. And they had to be solid because if they weren't, they were going out of business. Yeah. Now that just didn't seem to be the same. It just doesn't seem the same. I can't put my finger on it, really.
I'd like to see some controversy happening on the network. Like with their programming. People tuning in on the network instead of Raw.
Do NXT.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I think it just needs something to...
See, the Stone Cold podcasts are good.
Yeah.
But then it's weird because they're out of character.
Yeah.
But they're promoting it on the show when they're in character. So you think, oh, they're going to go in character on the show. But they're not. So you're a bit muddled. But obviously as a wrestling fan, it's all like that anyway. But you just... Yeah.
I'm surprised NXT's lasted as long as it has.
Really?
Because I think in the last 2 years it's got a lot better.
Like, been brilliant last 2 years. Yeah.
When it first came out, it was just like, they've just got rid of ECW.
When I first started watching it, I was just so surprised because obviously I was used to the main roster and what's going on Raw and SmackDown, and NXT is it's just different. There's more wrestling, there's less promos. Of course, you need promos on your show, but if you watch a 3-hour episode of Raw, how many times are they talking on the mic or talking about the network? Or with NXT, it's like, it's just different. When you watch it, you just know. So, yeah.
Because you're already on the network.
True, but NXT wasn't always on the network. No. Like, I used to watch on other places. The television. It's television.
Television.
Yes, I used to record it all the time.
Should we do a little get to know Mark and Nick sort of segment?
Nah.
Of what we like in wrestling?
Yeah, all right then.
I'll ask you and then I'll say sort of what I like as well.
Okay.
What is your favourite wrestler of now?
Right now, I like Danny Bryan.
Yeah.
I was going to say all 3 members of The Shield, less so now with the way Roman Reigns is being pushed when I don't want him to be.
I think he needs something else to happen before that push. I mean, like the King of the Ring tournament was always a good way of doing that.
With Reigns, they're just pushing him too soon. I'm not saying he's not good, because he is.
Yeah.
But I just don't think this year should be his year. Next year, fine.
I mean, he hasn't
Maybe
even
next
had
year,
a Money in the Bank either, Reigns.
No.
Like, and he's not had any singles titles.
No, yeah.
To my
He's obviously had
recollection,
he's had tag team.
Tag team titles. Does that contribute really?
Not
I mean,
really.
like considering the tag team titles of recent years.
Yeah, I think they're just pushing him too soon. That's all we can say.
Next year, maybe. I think that the fans may be ready. I mean, I think he needs to win. So, I mean, like they could have had Reigns win that Rumble the
year before.
The year before. Oh, I don't know the year before. What I'm talking about is the over the top WrestleMania Battle Royal. They had Cesaro win that, and then nothing happened with Cesaro. Why not have Reigns win that?
I think it's because they were too heavily involved with the Shield at that point.
Yeah. Or have Reigns win that this year. I don't know. I think it's just too soon. My favourite at the minute...
Oh, yeah, but I missed out Ziggler. Sorry, just carry on.
Ziggler. Brian's awesome. I'd be happy with... Because my favourite is probably Rollins at the minute.
Brilliant. He's playing his role brilliantly.
Yeah. I think I'd be happy with him to be the world champion. I think
I agree with that.
He's a good enough performer. Who's your favourite wrestler of then?
Ever?
Yeah.
Stone Cold, probably.
Nice.
It was just, as a kid, you watch him coming out, it's like, oh my god, this guy's amazing.
Yeah, he's so hard as nails.
Yeah, you wouldn't want to pick on him, sort of thing.
And
he looked just
has a big FU to authority, and
and he was it just looked like a legit tough guy.
Yeah,
that's the thing with wrestling. Sometimes you just think, oh well.
It was believable.
For example, right now, Brock Lesnar.
Yeah, he
looks legit. I wouldn't want to pick on him.
No,
don't think anyone would want to pick on him. So, yeah, my favourite was probably Stone Cold. The Rock was great as well.
Yeah.
Triple H, to be fair to him, I quite liked him. Still do, to be fair.
I'm a bit older. One of my favourite wrestlers, Bret Hart.
Yeah, it was good.
Like solid performer. Like always.
To be fair, when you mentioned Bret Hart, you got mentioned Shawn Michaels as well.
Yeah.
I think Shawn Michaels was good as well.
And I'm also a big Chris Jericho fan. I think he's great. I think he's constant, even when he comes in and out.
Yeah, right now I'm not so much of a Jericho fan.
Yeah.
Because whenever he comes
Why,
back...
God damn it!
I'm sorry, don't cry. Whenever he comes back, you just know he's going to lose.
Yeah, because he's pushing the mid-card, isn't he?
Yeah, so, I totally understand why he comes back and puts over people. That's part of the business, but,
why couldn't he come back and do, like, a title run?
Yeah. Like, why does he have to be, losing to Fandango at WrestleMania 29? And,
yeah. And what's happened to Fandango since? What was the point of all that? I mean, it's supposed to push Fandango up, and the only thing that went up was the sales on iTunes of his music.
There's only so much you can do with that type of gimmick.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. Fandango's all right in the ring, though.
Yeah.
But, to adults watching wrestling, you're just like...
I mean, it's the same thing over and over again. He needs to change.
They made a big mistake changing his theme music, by the way.
Yeah, because that was what was selling him.
Yeah, but now he ain't got it, so he's got nothing, really.
Yeah.
He's got that Rosa Mendez. Big deal.
Yeah, well, he could have anyone.
She was with Primo and Epico last time I bothered to care about her.
And isn't she? She's with...
I ain't got a clue.
Primo or Epico, whatever.
Not really that bothered, to be fair.
Either of them in real life. That's why the Divas show is a load of crap when you watch it. It's not crap.
It is crap. It's terrible.
I watch it.
The Bellas.
So I'm hooked into it still.
Mate, right now I can't watch it because of who's the champion. Nikki Bella.
Yeah.
Although, it could be worse. It could be Brie.
By the way.
Brie in that fucking song.
Oh. You will know definitively who we hate and who we like on this podcast. I think that's quite straightforward. Back to the little questions I've got here. Okay. Best match you've ever seen? This is going to be a tough one. You might need a few minutes to think about it. We can cut. It's fine.
To be fair, I don't think I could answer it. To be fair, no.
There's been a lot. I mean, like the first thing that pops to
Well,
mind
okay,
is some Hell in the Cell matches.
Yeah.
Taker, Mankind, King of the Ring.
Cactus Jack, Triple H.
Is that No Way Out?
No Way Out. That was.
Oh, they've all got Mick Foley in so
Yeah.
far.
He's never won a Hell in a Cell, though, has he?
Yeah.
Even though it's the legend of the cell.
Absolutely fucked up. Respect to that guy. I mean,
Yeah,
like,
dedicated his life.
yeah.
Crazy. It's just well, you just look back at what he did in those Hell in a Cells. It's just like, why? Why did you? It just baffles me. Like,
I think
dedication-wise, like, that's crazy.
I think one that
You know, for example, in the Triple H one where he fell through the cage, through the ring, that's a long drop.
yeah,
You know,
man. One match that always sticks in my mind. Bret Hart, Steve Austin, WrestleMania 13. If you haven't watched it, go back and watch
Network.
it. WWE Network on in 9.99.
No, I'm not advertising it 'cause I'm still not happy with the Rumble.
But yeah, absolutely fantastic match. Like I think they pissed off management that day because Austin weren't supposed to bleed, and
He did.
he did, and it was a better match for it. I mean, Bret Hart said to Austin,
This is the thing. If it's what the fans want to watch, then if they're happy with what they see, then why would you?
because wrestling was changing back then. Like they're starting to
Because-
boo,
yeah,
boo
exactly.
like people like Bret Hart, like for being good,
Yeah,
and people like Austin who was poking at the other end, were getting cheered. So great match, and they did a double
double turn.
there. In that.
When was the last time that happened?
Something like that happened.
Del Rio and Ziggler. That was the last time that happened,
Yeah.
I think. Although that was well done, to be fair, but didn't really do anything afterwards. But other than that, when was the last time there was a double turn? Well, actually, to be fair, they could be doing it right now with Reigns and
Yeah,
Lesnar. So I don't know.
it could be.
Could be. You never know.
Yeah.
No, it's not. It's just falling like that because they're just dumb.
Most underrated wrestler at the minute.
Oh, well, you just said it at the minute. I was just okay. Good question.
I've already mentioned who I think mine is. Well, I think they're in a tag team at the minute. Cesaro Kid.
You could be right with that one.
Yeah.
Cesaro's brilliant. So's Kid. Good question. Don't know. Actually, don't know. See, I was going to say Ziggler's underrated, but he's not because everyone knows how good he is. He's just underutilised.
I thought they were going to start pushing him after Survivor
Yeah,
Series.
well, they haven't.
Well, they're
I know.
firing.
Yeah.
Great. It's all to do with Sting. I mean, everything.
Yeah. Sting.
Should have been last year. Sting came in.
Don't know.
Sting Taker.
I just think it was too late to bring him in.
I'm interested to see what they do. I mean, like, obviously...
Yeah, so far they've booked it well in terms of Sting not turning up too much, but being significant at the same time.
Yeah.
Building towards the Mania match. They're doing it all right. They're doing it well.
But then again, Sting's not going to lose, so it's
Isn't
another...
it?
You think he'd lose his first match in WWE?
Who knows? You never know. You never know.
He may do. I mean, like, if he won...
No, he's going to win, obviously.
If he won a match at... Like, if they had him in a match in Fastlane...
But if it's going to be against Triple H, obviously.
Yeah.
Can he get past Triple H's ego?
Don't know.
Could be a Triple H win. Because he just like to bury talent, apparently. Punk.
I like Triple H. Most,
yeah.
the most, like, overused wrestler, like the opposite of like underrated, basically.
Kane,
Kane, do you think?
Big Show.
I think Big Show should retire this year. I think.
Should have retired about 5 years ago, I think.
I like Big Show. I know he's
No, he's good. He's
a good heart in real life.
It's been
and stuff
great
as well.
But
I mean,
yeah,
But
how many times have we seen him turn heel to face, heel to face, heel to face?
How many times have we seen Kane with his mask on, mask off, mask on, mask
Should
off?
never have took it off.
I mean, he was so much more brutal when he first came in.
Kane.
And you sent me that picture the other day.
Kane is brilliant.
Kane, what was the match? Kane Vader.
Yeah, Kane and Vader. And then I watched something. I think it was Kane versus X-Pac.
Yeah.
That was still pretty decent. But yeah, I could see why they wanted to change Kane at the time. You know, take his mask off because it opens up a whole new world for him, like for the character.
Yeah. Corporate Kane doesn't do anything for me. I gotta be honest.
No, I think it's just like, oh, you've been such a loyal person to this company. Let's keep you in a top spot, even though you don't need to be.
Yeah.
And with Big Show as well, I don't understand him being with the Authority now. Because it was only last year he was crying on national television about it.
Yeah.
Like literally crying. Which was just... sat there watching it like, what's going on? But yeah, but now he's Authority. So like, it doesn't make sense now because then he was so anti-Authority.
Yeah.
Because he was crying on national TV, doing all this, getting bullied for it basically, and now he's going to join them. Question for you though. It's me asking the questions this time.
Oh, yes.
Changing it.
Change it up.
When will Punk be back, if ever?
I think he planned to retire in 2015, didn't he, anyway?
Yeah.
So,
do you think his wrestling career is over? Or do you think he's still...
I think he's still going to have one more match at some point.
This is the thing, the way you think about
That's
the
the way wrestling works. Like,
that's the way it works, but the way he
speaks about it.
He speaks about it, and the way he just ended it. Like,
just like that, click of a finger.
His last appearance was him, like, being put through a table and being screwed out of a rumble.
Yeah. And I don't want it to end like that. I don't want
And if you
Punk's
think about it, like,
story to end like that in WWE.
Exactly.
I know he's cool with it.
He doesn't care.
Because it's work at the end of the day. But as a fan, I'd love to see him back at some point.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that's how me and you met. Like I did CM Punk t-shirt.
Yeah, I was like, oh my god, you're a
Punk fan! Punk fan at uni.
I know. And then everyone else just hates wrestling.
Yeah.
Oh, it's lame. Would you watch that?
I think that we're going to wrap it up there, guys. I hope you have enjoyed our brand new podcast, the Mark Out Podcast, leaking the thoughts of real wrestling fans. I've been Mark Lee.
Who came up with that name?
I think it's someone genius.
Yeah, Nick Leek, I think it is. He's the genius.
And if you can't understand why we've called it that, then
you shouldn't listen.
Your issue. Okay, please follow us on the links that we provided, and hopefully see you soon.
And enjoy your wrestling.
Yeah, definitely. Try to.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, take care.
So yeah.